In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, we'll just take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name is Al, and I'm your GM today. With me are Henrietta, Yvonne, Laura, Daria, Sophie, and Ida. Henrietta?
Hi, I'm Henriette. I'm from Norway, and I play a moon elf wizard named Mia Lee.
Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Laura?
Hey, I'm Laura. I'm from Germany, and I play Byleth, a tiefling wizard.
Daria?
Hi, I'm Daria. I'm from Poland, and I play a tiefling sorcerer named Zenis.
Sophie?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from Wales, and I play a human wizard named Charlotte.
And Ida.
Hi, I'm Ida. I'm from Sweden, and I play Lilith, a wood elf cleric.
Excellent. All right, Henrietta?
Yes. Well, last time we started to continue to remove the weapons from the Merilith and put them in the bag of holding. We also kind of agreed together to try and blind the Merilith. We suggested blindness deafness, but we agreed that she could resist it, so we tried to find another solution. That ended with merely putting a bag over her head. But after a few seconds, we see some orcs come over, and Byleth tries to convince the orcs to help us fight the Merilith, but they just laugh at her. We remove all the weapons, and Cracker also tries to persuade them to fight the Merilith with us, but they are not totally convinced. And Zenis wants to put the demon on fire. The orc charges and of course hit the Merilith, and they break the hypnotic pattern spell, and she teleports away. We try to chase her, and we fling some spells her way, but she goes into the forest, and while she is fleeing, the orc are trying to grapple and drag us off. And Cracker tries to talk to the orcs again, but they are still trying to take us to their leader. The orcs drag Blemish, Cracker, and Byleth back, and they also drag the queen's brother that they pulled out of the tent where the Merilith was. And he's big and fat and pregnant. The queen is in the forest where Zenis and Charlotte, Lilith, and Mia Lee are, and she whispers to them to come here, join us here, and help us release our prisoners, and we will help you defeat the orcs. And we agree, so we go into the forest with her. When Cracker and Byleth and Blemish are taken to the orc chief, he asks what we are doing, and Cracker tries to say that we are her slaves and that she is a freelancer. Byleth used the message to ask Cracker what we should do, but she says, I have a plan. And she pulls out the scroll that we got from Neverember and tries to convince the chief that we are doing Neverember's work. The orc chief just laughs at us again for thinking that the orcs are aligned with Neverember. They only ally with other orc tribes and some dragons. The orcs are trying to take over Neverwinter because their home has been destroyed by the black mold. And Cracker kind of yells, "Mold, eh?" That's what I remember. Trying to convince them that we should work together. Well, Sunisa has heard enough, and she steps up and casts Hunger over Hadar on the chief, and combat begins again. We kill a lot of them. Well, not we. Sinise kills a lot of them with a fireball, and the chief calls a retreat after trying to get out of the Hadar spell for a while. And they start to flee, and Byleth, as heroine she is, she also throws a fireball at them and kills a lot more. Cracker comes out of the hunger and yells up to chief that we should work together against the black mold. But he doesn't respond. Sinise tries to kill the orcs that are dragging the queen's brother away. But then suddenly a white dragon appears and freezes Lilith and Mealy. It also hits Cracker, but she just shakes it off. And the chief climbs up on the dragon and takes the queen's brother with him. They fly away, and we are still standing frozen to the ground, waiting for what's going to happen next.
Oh, a happy ending for all.
Yeah.
Imitation of Cracker. It was almost like listening to her standing there, young, orcish.
I just wrote down. Yeah, she did say mold A. she could only have a one-word response, so mold A.
Well done. Point of inspiration for Mealy.
Yay, her first inspiration.
Yeah, and hopefully not her last. So, hopefully. Yes, so you're standing there, and Lady Alyssa comes out of the woods where she had been protected by the remainder of her personal guard who hadn't gotten engaged in the final fight. Thank you for driving off that horrid beast. It's a shame so many of my men died. I see several of your party as well. Yes, that dragon is quite a serious thing to deal with. But at least you've wiped out most of his remaining forces. The rest of my men are being freed at the moment, and they should be able to handle mopping up duties. We've still got a few light riders who can chase them down and spear them. Look at him flying up there, just mocking us. Well, at least we've stopped his invasion as it is. And Neverwinter's plans are finally finished. Don't know if he's going to actually leave now, unfortunately, but he's got his control over the city solidified with the help of the Zentrum. But at least the excuses for why he needs to impose martial law have been eliminated, and perhaps we'll be able to operate more freely. There's Chief Gore flying off into the Neverwinter sunset on his white dragon that froze half of you. Is there anything I can do for you to thank you?
You could help us unfreeze our friends.
Oh. Well, I mean, I've got a lot of soldiers to tend to, and we have limited resources. One of those that were killed, I think might have been by you, actually, was one of my lieutenants. And a close personal friend. He's been with me since childhood. Oh. Well, I suppose you're right. I do owe you a debt of gratitude, and we'll just have to put him on ice. Sorry, no pun intended. See if we can't bring him back at a later date. Would you be willing to help me restore the family to the rightful throne, bring back freedom and liberty to Neverwinter, end this martial law and the influence of the Zentrum, who are slowly but surely sinking their nefarious tentacles into my beloved city.
Um,
What? Speak up, I can't hear you.
say something.
Speak up,
Are
you're
we-
not a child.
Are we dead or unconscious?
You're dead. You're frozen solid. Like a little bird lands on one of your pinkies and it breaks off.
I know.
You might be able to use it as a stir and a cocktail, though. That'd be like a pretty cool Halloween thing.
I
Oh, back to the matter at hand. So, what's the answer?
I don't think we can make a decision on behalf of the entire party, since half of the entire party is frozen solid.
I
Well,
agree.
technically it's two of you, so it's a third. I'm sure they would want you to do what is necessary to bring them back. If you don't bring them back, then you are the entire party. Either way, one slightly feels that having been killed in the line of duty, one somewhat loses the opportunity to be, shall we say, to have full perspective as it. Oh, come on, you know it's the right thing to do.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Violet, give her an answer.
I think it's the right thing to do. And I whispered to Charlotte, especially with what happened with the portal.
What's that?
A little bit
What'd you say
bad.
about a portal?
Nothing. Well, we also just want to help.
Well, very noble of you.
Mm.
And when we retake the city, I shall see to it that you are named the new heroes of Neverwinter. Apparently, there was a group years ago who helped fight off well, not years, but months ago, who helped fight off the initial orc assault on the city. Some half-orc turncoat, couple of elves, a bit like your party, although you're missing some angel cleric who used to fly around healing people. But anyway, they were fighting for Neverwinter, as in Neverwinter under Never Ember, and misguided. We never managed to make contact. Good. Let me speak to Cardinal Brokovar and see if he's got any capacity to help your friends before it's too late. And she shuffles off into a tent. Ah, he's still alive. He's just unconscious. Here, hand me that water bottle. And one of her soldiers hands her a water bottle. She pours some on his face, manages to gently shake him. What? Are we alive? Have we survived it? Did we fight them off? Yes, we did, but at grave cost, I'm afraid, and only with the assistance of these fine, brave heroes who actually were here to hunt down that demon that we had made the deal with. I told you, my queen, it was a bad idea. Yes, there's plenty of time for blame going later on, but right now we need you. Aside from all the wounded and some of the dead, these heroes suffered some casualties of their own, and although we do have some quite critical losses on our side, they've agreed to help us, and it would be very helpful indeed if you could just bring two of them back, if you've got that capability still. I haven't prayed to Helm in at least a day, but I may be able to rustle something up. I'd been saving this in case I had expired or was taken captive and you needed to be brought back, since you're so critical to the movement. These 2 spells, which I wrote myself, I can use. The cost to replace them is quite high, and we won't have them if something happens to me later. But at least we'll be able to help them now before it's too late. Good, good. Well, hurry along then. It's been almost a minute since that dragon flew by and froze those. Right. Where are they? Oh, never mind. I see them. And Cardinal Brokvar walks out of the tent and starts preaching some words. A lot of words that you don't recognize. He's obviously speaking in some sort of a religious chant and ritual. And first, he touches Mealy, and she is brought back to life with 1 hit point. How does Mealy feel?
Exhausted? Cold? I guess.
There you go, child. You'll feel better in a moment. My queen, would you mind lending your fur coat? Perhaps that will warm her up a bit. Oh, of course, yes, here. It's not entirely fur, but there is a good liner. Now this one. Lots of elves I see. No judgment. We welcome all types here. As long as you follow in the ways of the law and rule, then you are welcome. And he whispers some more words, and he touches Lilith on the forehead, and she sheds all the ice that's been forming on her. Ida, how does Lilith feel?
Very cold and very depressed.
Oh, you'll be fine, child. Just get some sun and maybe a hot drink. I wouldn't be a good priest if I didn't have something on me. And he starts patting himself down, and he pulls out a little silver flask. Here, take a swig of this. It'll warm you up.
Thank you.
Do you drink it?
Yes, I do.
It's very, very warm, and it's really sweet, actually, in a flowery kind of way. You feel much better. You don't gain any extra hit points, but you immediately feel warmer inside, and it leaves your breath smelling like elderflowers. Would the other one like some as well?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Feel free to finish it. We don't have much left, but considering you've probably saved us from complete annihilation, it's the least we can do.
Thank you. And I just drink a few sips.
Right. Well, if with my lady's pleasure, I shall tend to the wounded and see if I can alleviate some suffering. And it looks like that one's going to have to be put down. He's not going to make it, and I don't have the resources to save everyone. And he slowly takes out a small dagger, and he just slices the throat of one of the most seriously wounded men. Helm, take his soul and bring him into the light of justice and righteousness, and give him a place at your table, for he fought valiant. Meanwhile, Blenn is just sniffing around the corpse. No need for this anymore? Anyone want to tell Blemish not to eat it? Dum, 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 dum.
Blemish, maybe you should go for the orcs or something.
Father Brokovar is completely shocked. What? How dare you defame the body? Oh, get that creature away. No, I'm still hungry. We will dispose of the bodies properly in a funeral pyre. Oh, good. Blemish loves barbecue. Stop that. You vile creature. Get away. Shoo, shoo. And he sort of does the shooing motion. Oh, so mean. Nearly promised me food.
There are a lot of orcs here.
Yeah. Orcs always taste weird. Humans are nice and tender and soft. Orcs are very stringy.
Well, if you keep eating the humans, the other one will attack. So keep to the orcs, please.
You're almost dead. Let me chop on you a
Almost.
bit. You don't need both hands, do you?
Well, I might need both of them, yeah. Casting spells, you know.
Elves are very tender.
Could probably find you an elf later.
Okay. You promise?
We are going to Neverwinter fighting Centrum, so I guess there are some elves there.
Okay. Pinky promise.
Sure. And I give him my pink.
And he starts to sniff it and nibble it.
Please don't.
You guys are no fun. Cardinal Brockavar walks around, providing what relief he can, healing a few very seriously injured men, saying a few words of grace or soothing to those he can't immediately help.
I have some good
Dispatch.
berries if they help. I have two. And I'm just gonna hold them out.
Oh, that would be very helpful. Yes. Feel free to distribute them as you see fit. I think that one over there has a very badly mangled leg. We may have to take it later, but for now, that would probably help him just at least alleviate his suffering.
I'm gonna go and give the good berries.
And the soldier is shaking. He's got so much adrenaline from his. You look down, and his leg is almost nearly severed. It's only attached by a few strands of muscle and tissue. The bone's completely broken through. It's been chopped through with some sort of a bladed instrument. And he looks at you, and he seems both scared and a little bit hopeful. Are you a healer?
Sorry, no, but this berry will help you, and I'm gonna give it the berry.
Oh, well, it's very good. Thank you. And he touches his forehead in a gesture of obeisance and gratitude. If only you were a healer, that would be. But I know it's too much to ask. I suppose you have to lose something sometime. Might as well be a leg today.
I'm just gonna look at Lilith. Do you have something?
I do have one spell that I can use on 6 people at once.
Ooh.
Oh, if you've
Please.
still got some, then we'll bring some over and, yes, let's definitely do that. Would you mind healing my queen? She's injured and it's quite important, so we'll put her in there, but we can bring some of the other men as well.
Yes.
Go over to Cracker and just sit down and rely on her protecting me, and I'm going to take a short rest.
I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder and say, I need a long rest. Let's go back to the hut.
Oh yeah, freaking hot. Okay,
Hmm.
let's wait for Lilith to do her thing.
Yes.
And Lilith casts her spell, and immediately the soldiers and the queen all look a lot better. None of the soldiers look 100%. They're all very badly injured, but they all look materially better. You see some wounds closing, all of the immediate blood loss and almost uncontrollable bleeding has stopped. Scars are forming where there were deep cuts. In one case, there was a broken arm, and it looks like it's kind of healed partially back into position. Thank you, young. Well, don't know, you probably are older than me, but thank you very much. May I ask which god or goddess you follow?
Yes. I'm following.
Let me look it up in my book.
I'm a little bit confused after being dead.
Deity, deity, deity. I was raised in a hut and by wolves, and no, that's not it.
Do you want me to whisper it to you?
I have a,
No,
s-
no,
I have a, s- I have a very nice second house, and I
I'm
can get a
following the
restaurant.
god
I can get a
Talos.
table at the nicest restaurants in town.
It's
You are
very
a follower
confusing.
of Talos,
Yes.
the god of chaos? But we are the righteous. We are Helm followers, god of law.
I'm just
No,
gonna
you may
scream.
not heal anyone here. This is the devil's work.
Shut up! She just healed you. Have some respect.
And he looks at the tiefling and goes, demon spawn!
You wanna
My
die?
queen, you've brought more of them in.
You want to die?
Gentlemen, ladies, please. Cardinal Brockavar, surely in this time of great need and suffering, we can all find common cause and understand that our friends may come from different areas and places than what we are accustomed to. Given the lack of success over the last few years, wouldn't you say it would make sense to try something different? As always, my queen, you are correct, but I must protest. Please, if I may humbly remind you, my services are not just to you, but to the idea that the rightful regent of Neverwinter should be restored, and that it is a significant faction of the Church of Helm that I represent. Whether or not I personally agree, it would not go well to be seen dealing with agents of chaos, and the support of that part of the church and the neutrality of the remainder may be called into question, to say nothing of whether or not your claim to the throne is, in fact, legitimate, if not based in law. After all we have to support your claim is a third-generation tie to the last ruler. Only very specific legal rights to inheritance would support your claim. Neverember succeeded primarily by right of force. And if chaos is not represented by force, then I don't know what is. Yes, Cardinal, you are right, as always. I understand. But I think for now, we can make a small moment of just let's give ourselves a little bit of space, shall we? We don't need to make all these decisions right this moment. Besides, I see a few more wounded that have some needs that need tending to. Right. I will say this. There are times when chaos can be more flexible than law. If you may recall, my lady, there was that matter of your sister and the alliance. Perhaps they could help with that. Plus, it would get them out of the camp. Yes, that is a possibility. Yes, it's a good idea. I shall bring it up with them. Thank you, Cardinal. I see someone over there moaning. He'll be with you in a moment, Cardinal, if I may. Oh, yes, of course. And he wanders off. I do apologize. He's well, he was my father's advisor, and Sometimes he still sees me as a child, and you know how it is. Sometimes breaking people's preconceptions is harder than it looks. But he does raise a good point. I appreciate the assistance you provided. What was your name?
Lilith.
Lilith. Yes. Now he's got a point about the the followers here tend to be Helmites. They're not all specifically very rigid about it. Some of them I see carousing and getting up to no good on Saturday evenings and still rolling in, smelling of the booze and the whores that they partook of the night before and Sunday services. But I will say that there is a certain element of righteousness that runs rampant throughout the camp, which you would expect in a dedicated force that has suffered such loss. It takes a certain zealotry in order to maintain your stance after so much evidence has been put up against it. But helping alleviate some of these concerns at the same time that we could advance our position, I wonder if you and your comrades wouldn't mind helping with a rather delicate political matter. It might require a bit of, shall we say, magic, which it appears you are not short of, I might say.
What kind of matter would that be?
Well, you see, my, well, my sister, Lady Elaine, who has been missing for a while now. She originally went off with a retinue to go manage a political negotiation with one of the lords of Waterdeep, which is the largest city on the coast in trading terms, even larger than Neverwinter. It is, of course, the deepest harbor. It also is the source of much of Neverember's original wealth, because he was one of the lords of Waterdeep before being ousted. There's some different stories as to why he was removed from his position, but it is the catalyst for him wanting to find a new base of power and eventually taking over Neverwinter for himself. One of the other lords has agreed to marry my sister and therefore gain a potential claim through any children he might sire on the throne of Neverwinter. Well, I don't think I'm past my prime, but I'm nearing it, let's say, and I may not have much time left to produce an heir of my own. To be honest, I sometimes feel the hot flashes. If you would help with the negotiations, he's expecting to meet Lady Elaine, but he's never seen Lady Elaine, so he doesn't know what she looks like. And for all he knows, she could be a complete grotesquerie. But she would be human, or at least human looking. Now, obviously, you have no idea where Lady Elaine is or what she looks like. I can show you a painting of her. It wouldn't do her justice. She's quite beautiful, really. She can be a little bit difficult to deal with, I will admit. But if you could intervene, perhaps even use your chaos and your magic to provide a little deception, at least until everything's been finalized. Once we take the throne, who he marries really doesn't matter. He wants his position, and he'll be happy with it. But what we need is to solidify the alliance, get concrete guarantees that he will provide the troops, supplies, the weapons, and the gold to pay for all of it. And with that, we should be able to reform our forces, bolster our position, and hopefully, again, with your assistance, launch a surprise attack and possibly retake the city.
I'm not quite sure I understand how we would even be able to get him to do that.
Well, I mean, I noticed that at one point or another you were all very good at hiding in the woods. Do you have any other magic that could deceive somebody? Or perhaps your human friend there would be willing to play the role of Lady Elaine?
Um. Uh,
Oh, don't do that, dear. She never did that. That's very unusual. Is that a tick?
I'm just. I
Oh.
mean,
You didn't know that she never did that.
Well,
mhm.
that's true, but you have to understand, Lady Elaine did grow up in a very fine household. We hid most of the time, but we still had the trappings of wealth, and there was a certain amount of finishing that was required. Not for any particular reason, frankly, than just that we knew at some point one or both of us would have to trade our freedom for what resources would be needed to complete the retaking of the throne. And so, well, let's be honest. If you're a wealthy merchant from Waterdeep or another one of these powerful city princes, you wouldn't want to marry somebody for power if they were completely bonkers, would you? Singing all the time.
Perhaps
Oh,
you'll find it charming.
that's the spirit. Well done. Good. I'm glad it's settled then.
Wait. What would I need to do?
Well, you're about the right size, and we do have quite a lot of her clothing. Um, you could even try some of mine if you'd like, although I think you will find mine are a bit more practical. I had to play the role of a battlefield general for some time now, so all the finery, unfortunately, has been locked away. I imagine it's probably a little bit dusty and maybe even moldy at this stage. Not the black mold, mind you, just, your typical kind of mold. There was a wedding dress a long time ago, but I don't think I'll ever get to wear that. Anyway, it's not for me to say who I marry. That'll be determined by fate and opportunity. For you, all you need to do is agree to a betrothal. We're not asking you to marry anyone. You don't need to consummate the relationship. You just need to be there, play the role, and let him believe that you are actually my sister. In point of fact, you'd just be my representative, and the rest of you would go along. Sell the idea, make sure he buys into it, get a contract in writing. We need at least 20,000 golds worth of actual money, supplies, and weapons, and he said he would help fund an extra 500 men.
Okay. I mean, this all sounds a little bit complicated, but
It's not at all. You just need to go and present yourself. I'll school you on some of the things that Lady Elaine would know, and you do know how to use a knife and fork, don't you?
yes.
No need to be insulted. It's fine. I'm just asking. One never knows around here. I mean, you are traveling with a half-orc barbarian and a troll.
At this point, Cracker stands up and nods at Charlotte and everybody else in our group and says, "We need to go and talk about this."
Oh, please say yes. It will be fun. It'll be a grand adventure. You just need to sweet talk him a little, make him feel like he's. You know how these rich old men are. They just want to be told how wonderful they are, agree to the terms. Look, the truth is, once we retake the city, if we have firm control of it, there's nothing he can do. I'm not saying we'll break a contract. The agreement is an agreement, and we are genuinely quite law abiding. But he doesn't care. He just wants the power, and that's fine. We just want to get Neverember out. Who rules in his place almost doesn't matter. It's been nonstop war and starvation since he's come to power, and I think honestly, a significant portion of the population just are fed up with it. If it isn't me, it's going to be a riot, and he'll be overthrown anyway. Besides, I think you'd look very nice in a tiara. Would you like to have a tiara? I'll
I
make a
want
gift
it.
of it. There you go. It's settled. But I'll let you. Why don't you all talk it over? And you must all sign on, obviously. And I wouldn't want your large friend over there to be a bit of a spoil sport. I probably need to go talk to Cardinal Brockavar. Right. Ta. And she wanders off with her retinue and the healed members of her bodyguard. Quite a few of them, despite what Cardinal Brockavar said, tip their helmets and hats toward Lilith for helping heal them. Is Byleth sneaking off into the corner to have a private word, or is she looking for corpses to loot or yogurt to pilfer?
Yogurt. Ah. I'm following Cracker. But I also want to say to Charlotte, you look so pretty. Oh my god.
I would. It's a very tempting offer. Maybe we should just take it and then not come back.
Take
Oh,
the
no.
tiara and run.
Oh,
All the clothes, all the pretty stuff.
golly.
And then divvy it up and
Great idea.
How do you divvy up a tiara?
not the tiara, I'm keeping that, but maybe the clothes.
You get a scarf, you get one glove, you get one slipper.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Or maybe you can just, everybody takes turns wearing the outfit. You can be princess for a day.
Oh my god.
All right, you guys are far enough away. There's nobody alive to hear you now.
No, I need to
Right.
go rest. I need to go rest and heal, so I'm heading for the hut.
Before
Oh,
we
okay.
rest, I want to check the tent that the Merlith was in to see if she
Oh,
left
right. Okay.
maybe the V-urn or whatever she stored.
Yes. Okay. You walk into the tent. The tent is very sumptuously decorated. It is completely covered in Neverwinter and Alagondar family related relics, decorations, insignia, banners. There are a couple of tactical maps. There's something that looks like a family tree written in beautiful script with gold filigree around the outside and very fine, obviously very expensive looking decorations hanging on one of the tent posts in a frame. And it lists a number of individual names and lines showing the relationships in the birth order. And at the very bottom, you see Elaine, Alyssa, and Alistair. And next to Alistair's name, there's a hyphenated line with a with a little demon face drawn. You don't see anything that looks very obviously like it would be the urn itself. There are some chests. You can open them if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them.
Okay. Lucky for you, they're not trapped. You open them and there are loads of silks. There's a suit of armor. It looks like it's a smaller suit of armor. Possibly, I think you're a little bigger than what Lady Elaine would be. You're able to find a load of scrolls. A quick cursory glance shows you that they're mostly reports, correspondence between various groups, It may be useful to somebody. You don't necessarily understand all the meaning of it. Some of it's just basic logistics, supply lists, etc. At the bottom of one chest, you find a short sword. It's covered, the scabbard is covered in jewels. And the pommel is the largest emerald you've ever seen. Well, I should say the pommel attached to the pommel.
Okay. I'm not
You
taking
take it out?
anything. Nope.
Okay.
I'm just looking for the urn.
Okay. It actually says Alagandar on it. Nobody's going to notice that. You don't see the urn.
Shit. And I'm gonna join the rest of the party.
Okay. All right. You guys are in your hut. What are you guys doing?
Cracker
In your
flops
hut.
down and goes to sleep.
Yeah. We can talk when we've slept.
Yeah.
After we slept.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a long rest. It's safe here. You're close enough to the troops, and they've already dispatched the remaining orcs. The riders are out. They've reset pickets. The queen has sent a messenger. They did sort of track where you had gone off to because they wanted to know where you were. And the queen sent a messenger who politely sort of outside your little hut.
Someone answer him. I'm too tired.
Are you just chilling?
Can I just stick my head kind of out
Yeah.
of the bubble? Yeah. What?
Oh, so sorry, miss, sir. The queen has suggested that if you are up for it, that you join us in her tent for a light supper to discuss strategy. But if you would prefer, she's very happy to have a runner dispatched first thing in the morning. And with your permission, we'll set a picket extending out to your abode and cover you throughout the night so that you may rest peacefully.
Yeah, we really need to rest, all of us.
Very good. Shall I have the sergeant at arms set a picket?
Sure. This abode is quite safe because only we can enter, but do as you will.
Well, it doesn't hurt to just make sure nobody's waiting outside to ambush you when you come out in the morning.
Sure. Go ahead. Thank
All
you.
right. We'll send over 2 men.
Thank you.
Good night.
And I'm just gonna pop in.
All right. At some point later on, you hear the sounds of a couple of horses, and but nobody bothers you. Anybody want to do any long rest stuff? Speak now or forever hold your peace, Laura.
I do too,
Yeah.
but Laura can do hers first.
Okay. I would like to do my portent. Here it is.
And when you choose your word, let's both say it at the same time.
Oh.
Ooh, you got a 1. Nice. Well, I'm going to guess what it
total
is.
No, you won't guess it. It's really
Ready?
okay.
1, 2, 3. Tiara.
Attack.
Oh,
But
you
tiara.
disappoint me.
Gonna do tiara next.
Don't patronize me. We've had enough of that already.
What Byleth said?
Attack.
Attack?
Might be a tad more important.
Well, not according to Charlotte.
Yes.
It's easy.
Oh.
Oh, that almost feels like it. You could have gotten that for free.
How is it pronounced?
Attack.
Just attack. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is easy. Okay. Right.
On your CV, when you actually apply for a job, you're going to be like, slowly learning Polish. Oh, great. So what do you know? Well, I know the word for attack.
Wizard.
Why would you know that? We don't, ma'am, you understand this is Starbucks. I'm not saying you're going to work at Starbucks. I'm just saying.
Mm.
I can't think of too many jobs where you need to know that word. German police, maybe. I can see you being a police officer.
Me too.
My dad is.
Is he really?
Hmm.
Wow. Cool.
Hmm. Very sporty.
Okay. Very sporty.
Yeah. He did all sorts of police sports. I don't know. There's this program for the
What's
police.
a police sport?
I don't know, where you have to do a lot of sports.
Like how fast somebody can subdue a suspect with a baton?
I don't know. Not only that, I think it's also like parkour and all that stuff. I don't
Your
know.
dad does parkour?
He did when he was younger.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty
He
neat.
also did like was cool, chasing after the evil guys.
Evil guys, yes. Didn't you say he used to work at a gay bar? Was that you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your dad used to
Undercover.
work at
It
a
was
gay bar,
before that.
He was undercover.
and then he
when he was
became a
in
police
college.
officer.
Yeah.
Laura, are you sure your dad's not just one of the village people? Yeah, he's the police officer in the village people. I think that's what your dad is. Does he have a big handlebar mustache?
He did actually.
Oh my
gosh.
God, he's definitely
And
in the
like
village people.
a mullet.
Oh no! Oh boy. All right. We're gonna have to get a picture of your dad at some point. All right. So Lilith casts Goodberry. Well done, Ida.
Yes, and I'm gonna hand out to every person except myself.
Okay. Very good.
You.
Thank you.
Is anybody, for those of you with little familiars, anybody using your familiar to carry the good berries?
What happened to mine when I died? Did it poof
Your
out?
your good berry?
No, my familiar.
Your familiar's there.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a spell, like it's not a concentration spell or something.
Good. Then I give him one.
Okay. The familiars are talking, and Ivy's like, "What do you mean? Your owner died and you didn't? I'm the one who always gets killed. This sucks." Yeah. Ivy shits in your hat. Oh, you don't wear a hat. Ivy shits in your boots while you sleep.
Not very nice.
A lot better than getting killed every time you get summoned. Okay, cool. So you learned attack. You've got a portent, including a 1, which might be very useful. You guys used it you were very successful using it last time. Anybody changing spells? Prepared spells?
I see.
I want to, after my 4-hour trance, I want to. I guess I saw Dalin's journal when we kind of rummaged through it to fight Thissa Hissa. So I'm going to take that book and I'm going to start to read it to get some
Okay.
background information.
There and back again. How does Mia Lee
No.
feel about Delyn's writing style?
Oh, it's great. Really exciting. Cliffhangers all the way.
Yeah, really?
Yep.
Bit long-winded, don't you think?
Oh no.
Run-on sentences. Atrocious punctuation. Commas everywhere. Okay, good. So you guys, you've got your long rest. Nobody else is making any changes to spells or anything?
I think I am going to change Burning Hands for Grease.
Grease. Okay.
Grease.
So just as a reminder, grease is not flammable according to the
Mhm.
spell. Which you would not believe how many people get into arguments about that. It's like it's grease. It has to be flammable. No, it doesn't. There's, I mean, several of us will know the truth about various types of lubricants, not least of which Daria, who deals with it on a semi-regular basis, probably. You can have all kinds of stuff that doesn't go up any faster than other liquids or solids. Right, Daria?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Enthusiasm. Anything special for Zanice?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Did Zanice want to take one silk scarf? I'm sure
Nah,
Lady Elaine wouldn't notice. Lady Alyssa wouldn't notice. No? Okay.
not my style.
That's true. Okay. You guys are fully rested. You wake to Blemish sniffing people's feet, thinking which one he could probably nibble without the person who owns it noticing. Oh, you're awake. Guess I'll wait till later. Blemish is hungry. When can we get to kill something and eat it? Blemish likes fresh meat.
Blemish, do you want to go hunting?
Ooh, and he starts hopping excitedly between left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Ooh, Cracker and Blemish go hunting.
Maybe you could go outside and look around for some food. I'm sure there's got to be something in those crates that we busted up.
I think puny humans will get upset if Blemish starts eating their stores.
Well,
Also, Blemish likes eating fresh meat.
digging around in my bag. Do I have anything? I think I have one ration here that I can
Blech.
spare. You don't want to eat this? Okay. Well, can you go outside and just like grab a squirrel and wait for me?
Squirrel?
Or a deer.
Or a deer?
Finger food. You don't think Blemish will upset humans?
No.
To go into the forest to catch a deer.
No, Blemish has bad experience wandering around the forest and not being seen to be part of a human party.
True.
Other humans get very upset when Blemish shows up.
Maybe-
So they claimed I ate their cow. Just chill out. I offered to share a haunch.
It seems like Waldy is a nice hunter. Maybe she can take you.
Oh, Valdi. Yeah, Valdi looks very tender.
No. Don't eat Valdi.
Ugh. So many rules. Ugh. Blemish doesn't like this group. Plus, none of them smell right, except for Cracker. Everybody smells too clean.
I appreciate the compliment. So why don't you go out and find Valdi and ask her if the two of you could go hunting for a little bit and then come back this afternoon.
What do you mean go out and find Valdi? You didn't let Valdi sleep in the
Oh, is
tiny
she with
hut
us?
with you?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Off the map.
Yeah,
That's
Were they
mean.
in the hut?
yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
assume
good.
they were,
Okay, good.
but
Well, I didn't know. I didn't want to make that
what,
assumption.
you kicked them out? It's like,
Oh, I
get
couldn't
out.
remember if they were hiding in the forest or hiding
Like
in
the
the hut.
dog. Get out. Get out of
Get
my
out.
bed. Get out.
There's only room in here for me. Everybody out.
Go sleep outdoors. You're a ranger.
It's true. You got a hammock. Go sling your
Wow.
hook.
They say those who have been abused are the worst abusers. All right. Valdi finds Blemish and says, "Come along, big fella. I can hear your tummy grumbling from here." Okay. And the two wander off. So, I hear that there's going to be a wedding. Maybe I can make the dress. You would look such a beautiful princess bride.
Is
Yeah, you can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
is he talking to me?
Unless somebody else is getting married at the same time, yes, of course, I'm talking to you.
I'm not getting married to anyone. I'm bargaining for a marriage proposal while pretending to be somebody else. And we haven't actually agreed to do that yet. Have we?
No.
I heard there was a tiara involved, no?
Chandler
Yes.
would like to go and help the queen for a bit. I don't really want him in here while we're talking.
You're going to kick me out, just like Valdi.
Mm-hmm.
You people are not nice.
Could have left you in the temple.
Oh, oh. And he just clutches his chest and he bends over. Oh,
Oh no.
Wait,
that
we sh-
hurts. That really hurts right here. You a mean person. You're not nice. I don't like you.
we
You're
shouldn't let him
mean.
go to meet the queen. He knows
Yeah, I
about
was thinking
the.
so.
Do anything to raise her head.
Yeah.
She's the one who stood on it.
Mm.
But we were there.
Trying to save her.
We did everything we could.
Mm-hmm.
Did,
And she
did
just
you
ran
really?
off. Yeah, she just
Did-
ran off.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I mean, she did run away, and then we don't know where she went.
You know
Yep.
exactly
Could
where
have-
she went. She went into the portal.
No,
agree,
not
Lila.
really. I didn't see that.
None of us
True.
actually saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There was at least one person in the room with her. And actually, there
No.
were two people. Yeah, there were.
We were all in the hall.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was fighting. Yeah. The closest one was Mealy, and she was trying to break through a wall with some very bad magic.
At this point, they
Hey.
usually start making. Oh, ooh! They start
Don't
turning
take
on
my
each other.
magic.
Sorry, very ineffective magic. Is that better?
Wow.
Not really.
See,
Just
Henrietta,
wait.
if you were still a healer, you would be getting a lot more respect.
True.
Now it's like, so what? Magic missile. Everybody's got magic missile.
It's the best spell.
Yeah, well,
It's a
I
great
never used
spell.
to think so, but now I'm increasingly starting to understand its charm, especially the way you guys are using it effectively. Okay. So you all awaken, your hair is all tousled, your clothes are rumpled, everybody smells like they could use a bath, but you're all healthy and hale and feeling like 1,000 times better. No
Is
other
the-
spell changes besides grease for Mealy.
Sorry, is the hut soundproof?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Did we actually determine that it was because we can't cast spells inside? So it's kind of soundproof. That sound didn't penetrate.
The closest we can get to it is there are spells and other magical effects cannot extend through the dome, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's soundproof specifically. It does imply that it is insulated atmospherically from the outside world. And there have been philosophical debates to the extent that you can have a serious philosophical debate about some made up rules of magic, which of course is already made up, about whether or not, for example, it would protect you against drowning if you were somehow if you're able to somehow cast it or cast it in a dry area, and then that whole area, like the whole ground and everything underneath you, was suddenly thrown into the sea. So it's not entirely clear how far it goes. It's mostly DM fiat. We'll say that sound can penetrate it, but it's like heavily insulated. And there is very little that can be heard clearly from one side to the other.
So we just need to speak quietly.
Yeah, it's a bit like a medium quality hotel room.
Yeah.
Right. You can hear everybody next door. You can tell whether or not they're fighting or lovemaking or whatever else, but you can't necessarily make out all the specific details. Oh my God, when we were in Vegas, it was so bad. Like this couple next to us, it was like from 10 o'clock to 2 in the morning, just could not stop fighting. It was so awful. Yelling, like she was genuinely ripping into him, and we couldn't make out the words, but it was very obvious that she was really, really pissed off, and he was trying to get her to calm down. But we don't know what the cause was. I mean, for all we know, he did something wrong. But it just didn't stop. And finally, we had to call the front desk and ask them to tell them. And then they toned it down for like 5 seconds, and then it just like went right back up again.
Oh
Like,
no.
no control at all. Oh, so bad. Okay. So yeah, so for example, when the guy comes and knocks on the thing, you can sort of hear it like dun, 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 right? In fact, he does that. Dun, dun, dun. Morning. Anybody in there? Shh, 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 shh.
Maybe it goes away.
I could see some shadows moving around. I know you're in there. We've been standing picket all night. You haven't left. I guess we'll just wait here a little longer. And then at 8 hours, poof, it just suddenly goes away.
Oh.
Anybody brushing their teeth when this happens? Still in their jammies, bedhead,
In the middle of a
scratching
pillow fight.
someplace. Oh, come on, Sophie. That's
Oh,
just
no.
that's just a teenage fantasy rated R movie trope that all girls do is, hot girls do is have pillow fights in their pajamas.
Take this, Laura. I mean, Violet.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right. I think this is a good time for us to take our 10-minute break. You two girls need to get hosed down and calm down a little bit. Go eat a pot of yogurt. Okay,
Will do.
let's have 10 minutes.
All
Meanwhile,
right.
you guys can think about what you're going to say to the queen when you see her, including, are we actually going to go through this?
Or each
Go
other
through with
first.
this. Okay. Hi, we hope you're enjoying this episode, and if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says, roll initiative, yell back,
Here.
hold my earrings.
Here, my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
Alrighty. So, yes, you've all had a bit of a long rest. You're all feeling sprightly, fresh as a daisy. What do you want to do now?
So, this plan that the Queen has concocted, what do you guys think?
I really think we don't have time for it.
Yeah.
If we need to go to Waterdeep,
Yes.
Well, to be clear, she's not saying go to Waterdeep. She was saying meet with this. Not that necessarily means it changes your mind, but they were supposed to meet someplace not too far away. But you guys can do what you want. Sophie did so want that tiara.
I do.
Point is, we can't. They want us to fight the Zentrum anyway. That was our original plan. I mean, this
Yeah.
aligns with what we want to do.
Then they also want to take down Lord Neverember. And aren't we, like, with him?
well, I'm not.
The Lord's Alliance. Okay, well, maybe we should fill you in. We were in the Underdark, and some shit went down. And the Lord's
Fla-
Alliance, something about, like, I might not get this right. Somebody else help me here. But we're allied against the Zentrum. King Bruno wants us to unhook the Zentrum from Neverwinter. And there's some maneuverings happening there. But yeah, there's some stuff that's not lining up for me. Weren't we
Just a-
talking to Neverember?
Yeah, just a question. This King Bruno, does it matter if the Queen is on the throne or Neverember? Or does it just need Neverwinter's cooperation, help? Does it have to be in Neverember?
I don't think it does.
Okay.
I just
mean,
don't. I
Lord
just think they want
Neverember
the
was-
Zentrum out.
Was there too, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, but she's saying Neverember is in league with the Zentrum. That's the part I'm not understanding.
hmm.
But he's not. Right?
Or is he?
But he wants to get rid of them.
Maybe that's like a bigger conspiracy? I don't know.
And then isn't this
Maybe-
the second lie she's told? Isn't this is the second lie she's told us.
But she said that Neverember hired the Zentrum to protect Neverwinter. But
Ag-
maybe
Yeah.
the
But then
Zentrum
she-
got too strong and took over.
No, but she also said the orcs were in league with Neverember. And the orcs are like, she's been telling you a whole pile of lies.
Neverember said that there's been a power struggle with the Zentrum. So, I don't know. Maybe at first they thought that, oh, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
So one thing we know,
And-
Neverember wants the Zentrum out. She wants the Zentrum out.
But Lord Vida should take the top position. Said Neverember.
Who?
Lord Vida? I remember that.
Well, Lord Vidar led the Zentrum troops in the siege, and he's using Neverwinter as a base for his ambitions, right? He's making a
Oh,
play for
yeah.
the top position. We don't really want, because the leadership would make him incredibly powerful.
That was that. Yeah.
Brought tieflings in for, no offense, as soldiers for the Zentrum, which is why he might be getting
So
the
we
side eye.
Don't want him to. Okay. That makes more
He's
sense.
bad. Yeah.
Mm.
I remember Cora saying something about him too. You don't know Cora, but she was pretty powerful. Kind of looked all, the whole get up that you got going on, Lilith. That kind of thing. Your shtick.
I've never heard of somebody call a a dedicated cleric of Lathander and their love of religion, a shtick.
Barbarian. Looks like a
Oh,
shtick, like your little
yeah.
style thing going on there.
Yeah,
Fancy
you pass
stuff.
around the collection plate, getting money for free.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good scam.
wear shiny armor, whatever, if you need that to fight. So anyway, so we know that Lord Neverember wants the Zentrum out.
Mm,
We know Vidar is bad. This chick is bugging me. She keeps saying like either she's lying or she has bad information.
Well, maybe the best course of action is to just take all her valuables and go.
Even the tiara.
A good idea.
Oh God.
I just don't know why she's not like aligning herself with Lord Neverember.
Well,
Mm,
I guess she wants to rule Neverwinter, and so does
yeah.
Neverember.
Okay, so for her it's about power, not saving the world. Right.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
I guess she thinks that she's old because her family used to rule.
Okay, so Lord Neverember, he wants to get rid of the black mold. Like he's a higher purpose going on here. And she's just all about,
Yeah.
I want to own a throne. That's my opinion anyway. What do you guys think?
Mhm. Well, I mean, we agreed to help November 1st, so yeah. I only said yes so that she could unfreeze you guys.
That was the right thing to do, Violet.
Thank you. Oh my god.
We are going to Neverwinter to dispose of the Zenframe. What she and Neverember does after that, kind of not our problem. They can fight it out themselves. With the
So go and get
Zenframe gone.
the army, pretend to be a bride, get some cash, dispose
Can
the
she
Zentrum,
just,
and then walk away.
well, can she just send someone else?
I don't like that idea. I mean, maybe we won't even like succeed with fooling this man into thinking Charlotte is Lady Elaine.
Well, I took a peek at Meali's spellbook, and she does have a disguise spell.
Mhm.
And I have this. And I'll pull out my love potion.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you took that one, right? Cool. Forgot about that. It's up
And
to
I
you.
think there's a chance. But if you
I'm
guys
just-
think it's a waste of time, then I'm behind you.
What's our main goal? What do we want to do, and how much extra time would this take?
Kill Shamalda.
Take down the Zentrum.
Used to do that. I'm starting to think this might be the only plan. I just don't trust her at all. I mean, I trust you guys. I just don't trust that queen thing. Whatever the hell she is.
They didn't
Queen
really
of the
like
forest.
me and my god.
Yeah, maybe it's not
They
the
were
best idea.
also
Just
in
tell
alliance
everybody.
with Shamala, so
Yes,
that's a bit weird.
yes.
And then they turned on her when so
It's all about power. She doesn't care who she allies to. She will just like do whatever it takes to be the queen. But we need to get out of here because that also means she'll kill us if we don't agree. Because now we know her plan. So it's one or the other: run and cut and run, or go along with it and then cut and run.
well, we are agreeing to take down the Zentrum, so that's not deception or something. Only partly, I guess.
Charlotte seems game.
Yes.
I want
Whether
to
we
see
help
Charlotte in a tiara.
whether we don't help her, whether we pretend to help her, all these options are viable. We just have to commit.
And we need to hurry.
Let's go.
Mhm.
If you feel you can pull this off, Charlotte, I'll be there as your muscle.
Great. Okay, let's go. Let's go get that tiara.
That's the most important part of it. I want the actual tiara. So what was the final plan?
Like her, we don't trust her, but we're gonna do it anyway.
We
I think
can
that's
at least talk to her to see what kind of plan she has if she
But can-
gets Neverwinter.
Can we be really agreed here not to disclose what we have on our side for information?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just freelancers running through the forest after a demon. The end.
Which is kind of true.
Hmm. Only partly deception.
All true.
Who's gonna do the talking?
Charlotte.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay, sure. Let's go then, guys.
After you.
As long as
Finally.
it's not Cracker.
Fully.
We had a plan. I'm going to take my turn to remind you that we had a plan.
Oh, Mom.
I'm going to walk up
Boy.
30 feet. Can I get close enough to yell at her? We had a plan.
What the hell?
So
What
grounded.
part of plan did you not remember?
Orc.
That is an insult to orcs everywhere. All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
Whee!
Okay. So you meet the queen. She's in the same tents that you guys just looked through earlier that had previously been occupied by the Marilith. It's very obvious that as part of the deal with the Marilith taking over the generalship of the forces, that the queen had surrendered her personal space. And
Brother.
as a result of the and her brother pimped out her brother. And as a result of the ousting of the Marilith, she has resumed her position in her tents. Ah, you've arrived. Good. Now, what have we agreed?
We have decided that we will go along with this hastily thrown together plan.
Excellent. I assure you it's not hasty. The only difference is that you're going to go in place of my sister. Now, of course, if my sister were here, we wouldn't need to do this. And I'm sure somewhere, at some point, I shall have to suffer the consequences of this deception. But if it all works out, everyone will get what they want. And ultimately, the people of Neverwinter will be better off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what did we say? You're going to wear a tiara and have a little, I suppose you need a little outfit. Did you want to choose something for yourself or
I was thinking some heavy silk.
heavy silk, right?
Mhm.
Okay. A particular color? We've got a range. It's not the most extensive. Many of the baggage train were caught up in the last ambush, but we've got a few things.
Do you have royal blue?
Royal blue. Yes, probably can find something. Hmm. Let's see here.
With an emerald brooch, please.
With an emerald brooch. She certainly does know her mind, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. When I first saw you, I had this vague idea that perhaps you were a merchant, perhaps in the seafood trade, but I guess I was wrong.
No, no, no.
Um,
I'm something of a noble myself, actually.
Roll deception. Something of a noble. I've never heard it expressed that way before. It's typically considered sort of an either-or situation. One either is or one isn't. Never heard of a something of a noble. I mean, it's well, I suppose there's not really much to say about that then. Very good. Good. Well, I'm glad the young lady knows her mind. Certainly that's key to carrying this out. Let's see. Well, I think we can probably put something together. You'll need to give me some time. If only I had a seamstress, that would be so helpful.
Oh, well, we have a tailor tagging along with the party. He's quite annoying, though.
You're a group of sellswords with your own tailor along with your troll.
We picked him up along the way.
As one does. And she looks very confused, but she doesn't actually ask any further questions. Right. Well, I feel like we need to get going with this one.
Yeah, you can work on it on the way.
All right. Fine. Yes, here's some fabric. Here's a dress that she used to wear. Now, your hair color. How attached are you to that hair? My sister's famous for having hair the color of the sun.
Well,
We have a spell for that.
yeah.
Excellent. I had hoped you would have something like that. Good. Well done. Do you think that you could possibly let me see how it's going to look? You'll have a day of travel before you get there. You don't need to go to Waterdeep. The rendezvous is somewhere secret, but you'll be able to refresh yourselves if you need to.
Okay.
Besides, oh, good. Okay.
Meowly?
Mm-hmm. I can't cast it on you. You need to copy it and cast it on yourself.
What?
Yes. It's a self spell. So you can do it tomorrow. But you can put on the dress and we will get the general picture.
It's as she says, my queen.
Well, if you've got the spell, would you be able to do it? If it just changes your appearance? It doesn't really matter who
prepare
it is
today.
then. Oh, I see. Yes, of course. How would you know what she looks like?
Do you have a portrait lying around? Perhaps we can use that as reference. Maybe a cameo.
Yes, well, there is a painting. It really wasn't very good quality. It was done whilst we were traveling and in the back of some wagon, and you can only imagine how difficult it must be to paint something whilst riding over ruts and rocks and things. We'll give it a try there. But if you have the magic, you don't really need all of the other accoutrements. You can make yourself appear however you wish. You don't even need the tiara, do you?
Can I say something?
Feel free, but unless there's some rule why you can't.
It's just that if he is kind of smart enough, he can see through the spell, and I think that it's wise for us to have the clothing at least, and maybe it's just the hair color that's not. If he sees through the spell, she still has the clothing for a royal.
Nicely put. So
It's more convincing.
Well, you're the experts. I'll defer to you. Very good.
And if he tries to touch the illusion of a tiara, he won't feel it. So it's better for her to actually have the accessories.
Right. Fine. There you are. You've got everything you need, and if your tailor's half as good at making alterations as the rest of you are at decimating orc forces, I'm sure he'll be able to make do. My own personal attendant was killed in the last battle, unfortunately, and because Cardinal Brokovar had to use his last scrolls, we weren't able to bring that one back either. But I'm sure we'll find some solution some other time. Right. Good. Well, good luck. Oh, I forgot. The fellow you're meeting, he is quite ruthless, which one would expect. They aren't all like that. Some of the lords of Waterdeep are supposedly quite noble, morally, I mean. But this one there are some rumors that he's gone around and eliminated some of the competition for the seats. You know, these seats, most of them are secret, and they only open up every once in a while. When they do, there's always a bit of jockeying. Usually it's a pretty clean game. Bit of bribery, some horse trading of favors. Sometimes people vote their conscience, not usually, but occasionally. This one may have wiped out one or two of the potential competitors for the slot. It doesn't make him an evil person specifically, though he may be a worshipper of Asmodeus. It is rumored. I wouldn't worry too much about it. As you and I both know, they follow the rules too. They just tend to like to bend them to their own will. Again, we just want them to be able to adhere to a contract. As long as they hold up their end, provide the resources we need to help oust Neverember and eliminate the threat that his rule and his lackeys represent, then I think it's ultimately worth it, right? It's, sometimes you have to get your hands dirty is what I'm constantly being reminded. His name is Brathen Kazonder, and he's very, very wealthy. He's apparently some sort of financial genius. Everything he touches turns to gold. But whether or not that's entirely because he's just very good at finding good deals, or he's able to find deals and then twist them into his favor, we're not entirely sure. So just be on alert. Get it in writing. Ensure that it is clean. But once you get it, it should be fine. Yes, did you want to say something, dear?
Well, besides the fact that you were trying to wedge your sister to this ruthless, murdering demon guy, do you have any tips on how to play the part convincingly? I've never met Lady Elaine myself.
Well, I don't know him very well. As I said, I think he's really interested in the name. He wants to know. He'll want to know that you're fertile. I don't mean to be crude about it. You don't need to be specifically detailed, but he's expecting to have an heir. and for the heir to be the heir to both his own wealth as well as a vehicle to potentially control the throne of Neverwinter someday. So as long as you're still having your monthlies and there's no reason to suspect you aren't, then you should be fine.
Great.
One look at me and he might start questioning it. This is the sad reality. Other than that, don't come across as too difficult, I suppose. You don't want to scare him off if you're going to
Okay.
be incredibly hard to deal with or demanding. I mean, are you demanding? Don't seem like that type,
No.
although
No.
are you sure? Usually when women say that, they very often can be.
I am the soul of mild-manneredness.
Yes. I thought that too when I saw you killing those orcs.
Thank you.
I haven't got an emerald tiara, but I do have one in sapphire. I think that'll go with the dress, to be honest.
That may be too much blue, but it'll have to do.
I'm so sorry to disappoint.
It's fine. It's typical royals.
Oh dear. Perhaps you really are noble after all.
So, shall we be off?
Yes, why don't you be off? Go and meet this fellow. And no comments about his appearance. I'm sure you won't find him. He's not terrible. He isn't terrible, but he's no great beauty either. Good luck. Remember, 500 men, 20,000
Yes.
gold pieces in resources.
Yes.
Very good. Good luck, dear. And good luck to the rest of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, entourage, let's go.
We
It's getting to her
saunter
head.
the hell out of there.
It's getting to her head already. A little bit of power and she's just completely intolerable. All right. So as you step out of the tent with Euripides has been summoned and he's handed a whole pile of silks. And there's a little box, a wooden box that presumably has the tiara in it. He looks at all of the materials and the little sewing kit that comes attached. Oh, this is very exciting. Let's see, silk gown. Yes, I think very. Who's this for?
Me.
Excellent. Yes, I can see it. Blue, maybe too much blue, but we make it work. Special occasion. You said you're not getting married, no? This has not changed. You're still going to be free. I have a very nice nephew. I think you two would get along very nicely. He's quite tall for a gnome. He's about 4 feet tall.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. I'll add him to the list of bachelors. Vying for my
Well,
attention.
you think about it. He's very good with his hands. He makes lovely silk scarves and he does some nice tailoring and embroidery. Make you very beautiful all the time.
Is he fireproof?
So we should get going, no?
Let's go.
Yep.
All right. There are 2 riders and a whole bunch of extra horses, so everybody gets a horse. Euripides gets a pony. And you guys head off across the field. You're heading east, and it's going to take, as discussed, approximately just under a day to reach the rendezvous point.
We should find Blemish and Waldy first before we leave.
Oh, they've been summoned along with
Okay.
Euripides. So Valdi's also got a horse, and they originally tried to get a very, very large stallion for Blemish, but every time the stallion came close to Blemish, Blemish started salivating aggressively, and the master of horse felt very uncomfortable leaving this fine quality horse flesh in the presence of your obviously very hungry troll. And so they ultimately decided on just letting Blemish run alongside because he does have a long loping stride. And
Mhm.
although he does tire out, he doesn't need recovery the same way the rest of you do. In the middle of the evening, before you guys end up getting your next long rest, which we won't redo, you'll just have the same number so you can keep the port and everything. Euripides manages to mend and tailor the gown that was given and presents it to Charlotte. Charlotte can try it on if she'd like.
Oh my gosh, yes. She'll try it on immediately. Oh my god. Wow, I feel like a princess.
Yes, Principessa. Perfect. I told you, I make you beautiful. I can do this for everybody, but I don't have extra tiaras, obviously. You have to share tiara. Do you like
Wow.
it?
I can't believe that there are people who live like this every day.
What do you mean? I thought you told everybody you're noble.
That was just yes.
Oh, I understand now. You tell a porcupine.
No.
And then he does this gesture with his finger in his nose and goes, "Boo." I, d- I don't know where this comes from. We always do this, some sort of a fable about somebody who tells too many lies. You keep growing your nose like that, you're not going to fit it in this dress.
The queen didn't send any of her guards with us, did she? It's just the party?
Yeah, there's two riders with you.
Fuck. Okay. Shh. I'll cover my his mouth with my hand.
Oh, what's fine? What's me? Que coisa?
Say another word and I'll shove that sewing needle right up your.
Oh, no, maybe my nephew is not right for you. You're too spicy. I think maybe this is not a good match. Okay. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Everything's fine. Nobody's going to tell any secrets. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, you look beautiful. Just be calm. The dress, it gets wrinkled very easy. Don't get too excited.
Okay, you're right. I'll do some twirls around the camp.
There you go. You do some twirls. Everybody gets to look at it. Anybody have any comments about it?
So pretty. Go girl.
Go girl. So, last chance to make any changes. You guys are going to have to do some spell book copying apparently, and maybe prepare some
Oh, true.
spells.
I will copy disguise self from Miali
Okay.
using gold from the bag of holding.
Okay. Make sure
I'll
you
help myself.
amend. Yeah. Amend the bag of holding contents and describe why.
Yeah.
Is Mieli also preparing that spell or not?
Do I have to? Shouldn't it be enough with Charlotte?
I'm just asking.
Shouldn't we have like a lady in waiting or something to go
Oh,
with
I
her?
was thinking the same thing.
Oh my gosh. Who wants to be my handmaiden?
Oh my god. No takers? Chirp, 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 chirp.
Well, I could but I would also have to disguise myself.
Well, then you'd have to also learn to spell, right? Or do you
Well,
already know it?
I guess I have no other choice. Ha! I will also copy it.
All right. Also make the annotation, please, to the inventory. Okay. Anything else? Everybody else keeping their... So you guys are all changing your spells. What are you swapping out? What are you getting rid of?
Magic missile.
Shut your mouth.
Traitor.
Yeah. Blasphemous.
I know.
Okay.
I guess I'll switch out mage armor for disguise self.
Yeah.
I
Your
don't
haughty
anticipate-
attitude will be your defense.
Yeah.
Are you going to practice anything? Like, you know who I am?
Well, she set up to be demanding, so
Did she ever meet her sister? She was the most demanding person I ever met.
but
Not
that
the
guy doesn't know
most
that,
demanding.
surely.
Well,
that's
she
true.
kept telling us what to do all the time.
She would have blown this arrangement so fast.
Yeah.
You think so?
With her attitude, yeah, she would have totally stunk at this.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it all goes. Yeah. So you guys are gonna finally so who's got the spell now and who's preparing what? You guys finish up your long rest and you are riding for another few hours when one of the two bodyguards carrying your banner, quote unquote, circle back around and say, "Prepare yourselves. We're getting close. This is the rendezvous point, and I see some banners up over the horizon. If you need to get yourselves in some sort of, I don't know, posture, maybe make some changes, now would be the time to do it."
Crikey.
You making fun of my accent?
No.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Do we need to call you Lady Elaine and Petal?
Ooh.
Mhm.
Yes.
So who's going to be the handmaiden?
I was.
Okay.
Yay. Charlotte and Violet infiltration again.
This thing is not... Wait, no. Something's wrong with my roll 20.
So guys, you're like our armed guard or something?
Yep.
To protect your chastity, your virtue.
There are a lot of dangers in the forest, so we need to protect you.
What if they do like one of those checks that they used to do?
Oh, we won't be doing that.
Okay.
Thank God.
That would be so gross. Yeah. I mean, there's a certain amount of realism and then there's like creepy, just downright creepy. Okay. But thank you for asking and making sure everybody felt uncomfortable at the same time.
You're welcome.
Nice to know you have limits, Al.
My mind didn't go there.
Because we weren't
I
sure.
always have limits. What are you talking about? When have I ever... I mean, Jake the Snake is, he's a
Girl, I'm just
special
remembering
case.
that Cyclops thing. Or whatever it
Cyclops.
was. And it's like, what was it? An
The ring.
ogre?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
The giant with the sheep
And the ring.
hey,
and the ring.
it was Ida's first session, and she was getting
Trial
in
by
there
fire.
trying to trying to find treasure. I wasn't going to let her, do all that and not get rewarded for it. So,
Yep.
And she's still wearing that bracelet to this day.
Yes, I do.
and oddly enough, she still smells better than Cracker. Okay. So, sorry?
She washed it. I don't wash, so.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you've got several people in your party who do prestidigitation, and yet you still refuse to actually have it used on you.
Tickles. Don't touch me.
I'm switching out my shield, by the way, before we meeting them.
Switching out your shield spell, you mean?
No, my shield. I have 2.
Oh,
I don't
right.
want-
The
I don't
one that's
want
got
to use-
the
Yes,
Cyric logo under some heavy paint.
exactly. I don't want to have that out now.
Yeah, that would definitely be potentially awkward.
Oh, and I want to say to Lilith as well before we begin, before we advance, maybe like pick and choose who you tell that you worship Talos.
So we shouldn't tell them that we kind of are indebted to Kerensley.
About that.
Mhm.
Oh, I really should have been Delin right now. She has the medallion of Asmodeus. She had.
Isn't it in the bag?
I guess she had it on her. I don't know if you kind of scooped it up.
Well, it's all the goo came with it, so I don't know. Maybe should be in the bag.
Should I use another token or is mine fine?
I'm refreshing as well. Why? It doesn't look good?
No, because I'm disguising myself as Petal.
Oh, no, that's fine. Just we know you're supposed to be Petal. Have you guys cast your spells yet?
I'm assuming that we either looked at the portrait of Lady Elaine or we brought it
Yeah,
with us.
you've seen a portrait of Lady Elaine.
Fabulous. I'll cast disguise. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You cast Disguise Self, and the 2 escorts, they look at you and go, "Oh, that's a brilliant deception. You look exactly like her."
Silence! You will not speak until you are spoken to.
Oh boy.
Bloody hell.
What have you done? We made a monster.
Well, do you think I act the part well?
She was like that.
I genuinely shat myself a little bit there. I like how Charlotte already changed her portrait. That's great.
Well, it's you went through the trouble of making it, so I had to put it up.
And Byleth also makes her changes as well.
Mhm.
And then they look at Byleth and go, "Oh, that's amazing. Wait a minute. How did you know what Petal looked like?"
I thought it was just us.
No, the gods have been here the whole time.
Queen told us. She looks like generic servant.
She was in the back of the picture.
She's in the back of the picture. Yeah, because usually when they pay for like portraiture, expensive portraiture for nobles, they always include like some servant in the background.
Well, yeah. This one was special.
Oh, quiet. Here they come. And and you rock up and you see this tent in the middle of the field. Lots of pinions fluttering, little flags. It's actually quite pretty if you're into that kind of thing. An incredibly corpulent man steps forward and opens it. What happened to my guy? There we go. I don't know what happened. I had them all prepared.
I'll wait patiently.
Don't let it get to your head there, Sophie. We're gonna hear from you next week that you had like 4 bad interactions with people on the street.
Oh no.
So I forgot that I wasn't in the middle of D&D.
Yeah, you forgot it wasn't real. I'll put this tent there. Welcome. You must be my bride to be. Come, let me have a look at you.
Oh,
Come closer. I'm right here.
I'm gonna stay right at her back and have Rua kind of flying over us.
And have what?
Rua, my familiar.
Oh, right. Sorry. Keep forgetting.
Let's go, my armed
You
guard.
you are they're all following you.
Escort.
Is everybody else following you? You should be able to change.
Yep.
You should be able to move them yourself. Hang on. There you go. All right, I'll move them for you, but very good. Yes. Well, you are more beautiful than I was led to believe. But I would say that your hair is not quite the color of the sun, as they said. Oh, there it is. I see it now. It was not entirely obvious. A little bit blinded. So, can you show me? Oh yeah, you did it already.
I present my hand to be kissed.
He takes it and he shakes it.
Oh, Lord Kuzande, you're as charming as they say.
Oh, yes, and almost as thin. Let me see. Let me see. Come, give us a twirl. Let's see the whole thing. And he sort of gestures for you to twirl around.
Okay, I'll do so, gladly.
Okay, so it's a spell save DC. He's obviously trying to inspect you for, defects. I don't know. But he's in the process of doing so. He's being very thorough. So go ahead and roll. Why don't you roll for him, Sophie? See if he succeeds or fails. You want him to fail. Please. We are friends. There's no need for this magical deception. Do you think I made all my money by being fooled easily?
Oh, how embarrassing. You've seen right through me.
No, not yet, but perhaps someday soon. Let me see what you look like without the magic. Take it off.
Stop. And then I'll dispel the disguise cell.
And he sees what you look like dressed up in your dress. Ah, this is fine. I don't know why you are so insecure. You are a very beautiful woman. You don't need magic. Okay, your hair is not as bright yellow gold as I was led to believe, but it's fine. You don't need this. You are a very beautiful woman. I will lavish you in silks and gems and whatever shortfalls you feel you have because of the color of your hair, you will not even notice it. It will sparkle like the stars in the night.
Oh, my lord, you are too kind.
No, you do me great honor. I am very grateful to have such a beautiful and powerful woman by my side, one who can help me build an empire. When your sister passes on, you shall be the mother of the next heir to the throne of Neverwinter.
Well, Well, shall we go? Shall we go draft the document?
Oh, yes. I have a special tent prepared just for this. And he takes you around the corner of one tent and you see a second tent.
That's an interesting looking desk.
Well, it's a consummation tent.
Consummation.
We will consummate the deal, and then we shall consummate the marriage. This is a normal event, I think, for this kind of alliance between two great houses.
We are to be married today?
Oh, well, I mean, if you insist,
No. Because where I come from, the consummation of the marriage isn't until after the marriage.
But of course, I have a priest. He's wandering around somewhere picking herbs for tea, I think, or maybe some sort of a spell or something. But either
And
way, it's fine. It's not a problem. If you want to wait a bit, I can wait.
well,
We can do it tomorrow. It's no worries.
well, I mean,
You must be tired from your journey. Yes, take a day,
yeah.
relax, rest, and then we shall do it tomorrow. And we can discuss all the details about the alliance as well in the meantime.
Okay.
Did you bring a scribe? Which
What?
one of you is the steward or the advisor? Not you, apparently. You must be the bodyguard, eh? You look very strong.
It's definitely Cracker. She's
Flex
good at
a bit.
writing.
Yeah, really good at writing. What's a letter?
Really? You? No,
No.
I'll make,
surely not.
I'll make eyes at me, Ellie.
Sure.
Ah, yes, the dark, dusky one. Very exotic. You know, in my culture, we can have more than one wife. It's entirely possible. If you are interested, I have many gems, many investments. They produce a lot of cash flow. I can support many wives. Each of you will have your own estate with many servants. You shall want for nothing.
Give him a weak smile. Kind of put on smile.
Your teeth not so great, but we can work on that. It's no problem. I have a good doctor. He can fix lots of things. And also he has healing abilities. Very, very powerful magic. So, what is this alliance supposed to produce, besides you giving me an heir and a rightful claim to the throne of Neverwinter? What is it that the queen wishes of me exactly?
Well, no less than 40,000 gold's worth of resources and 1,000 men. And I'll bat my
Oh,
eyelashes.
you would be a very good queen, I think. Good negotiation. Always start high and then finish somewhere in the middle, eh? Very, very clever. Very clever girl. Did she tell you to do that, or did you decide to do it yourself?
Oh, woman's secrets.
Oh, well, I shall tell you. I have a few secrets myself. I will not give you 1,000 men, but I will give you. Okay, at this point, Sophie, I would like you to roll whatever you think is the right roll. You can ask me first how you're handling this negotiation. And how you roll, or your success and failure, I should say, will determine exactly how much he gives you.
Oh my gosh.
So just because you get a high roll, or like a higher roll will produce a better result.
Okay. Insight, of course.
Yeah, I'd say insight works. I mean, it should be charisma based, but I'd say since you've got sort of an insight into his personality.
Alvaro. Here I go. Yeah.
I expect no less than at least 2 male heirs, and that maybe you can throw in 1 girl just so we can marry her off for more alliances. But the 2 male heirs are critical in case something happens to one of them, of course.
Easy peasy.
Good. Good. Very good. Right. I shall give you 600 men,
Deal.
and oh, good. Excellent. Very good. That was very easy. Okay. That's a good deal. Yeah. All right. Everybody's a winner.
Oh no.
Chicken wheat dinner. Yes. Very good. Okay.
But then also the gold.
No, you already said deal. No take-backs.
I didn't put anything in writing.
Oh, she's a smart one. And he looks at Cracker. Oh, but you wouldn't know. And then he looks at Neely. She's a smart one. Very smart. All right. Okay. 600 men.
Yes.
And 30,000 gold in primarily weapons and supplies. The amount of actual gold would be reduced because I can only afford to give you this much right now. Most of my money is tied up in fixed investments, and they have been affected by the local wars as well as the black mold. However, I will supplement the forces with 2 warships that I have recently acquired, and they shall be populated by at least 200 marines and sailors of the finest quality, including archers. You will be able to attack Neverwinter from both land and sea simultaneously, which, along with the Queen's own forces, should be enough to at least breach the walls. After that, it is up to you.
Fabulous. I can't wait for us to siege Neverwinter. In the name of
I can't wait to
Algonde.
besiege you, my darling. Come, give me a kiss, Principess.
Not in front of my handmaiden, please. She's very sensitive.
The desire just builds like a volcano. I cannot wait. One day it will explode all over you.
Oh my God.
Very good. Well, then I suppose we should at least toast with a drink. And so, here's the contract. 2 children, 2 boys plus one, at least 1 girl, maybe. Optional, up to you. I'll let you decide. In return for these men, ships, gold, and supplies. Laid out right here. Would your scribe or advisor like to review it?
Miele, if you please.
And I am going to. So he's drafted a contract, right?
Yeah, the contract was already pre-written. He's just filled in some blanks that had some spaces for specific details.
I am going to investigate the contract.
Okay.
Let's see. And I am going to use my inspiration.
Excellent.
So let's see. Investigation. 13.
You recognize this immediately as a magical contract. You don't know how it works exactly, but it's clearly got some sort of magic associated with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what of it? I'm just gonna stand up and kind of make a small bow to him and just gonna say, "My lady, can I please have a word with you?"
What is the matter? It is exactly as we agreed.
Oh, please do excuse us. She's very thorough. We pay her a lot of money. Bestie.
Oh, fine, fine. And he sort of waves dismissive. The rest of you, come, join me for a drink. Maybe have some refreshment. We have some cheeses and fruit from the best traders in Waterdeep. This one comes from the vineyard of one of my fellow Waterdeep lords.
And when I
Okay.
get Charlotte a bit away, and I'm just going to tell it it's a magical contract. Signing that will not end well.
What?
Yep.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Kill him and loot?
Jesus Christ. Why can't we be good? Why can't we be good?
Well, he's an asshole.
More slaves and set them free.
Handmaiden, I mean, Byleth.
Yeah.
Can you dispel this magic somehow? Make him think that it's, still magical?
I mean, I can definitely try to dispel it.
Can you take a look
Also,
and
with
see?
you, right? I can try. Okay. And I cast detect. Nay. Dispel magic. It has already been detected.
Okay, so you're going to cast Dispel Magic on the contract itself.
Mm.
And you're going to do this in front of him?
No, I thought we were a bit further away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, he was in
all
the
right.
tent eating cheese or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna be
keeping
like-
him busy.
Wine. I love wine.
Cracker's keeping him busy. You know, patting his belly, saying, "You're a solid fella."
Oh, don't tickle
Show-
me, lady. It's I am full of passion. I have passion for many things. Passion for my businesses, passion for the wine, for good food, for good life, and for my women. Of course. I live life to the fullest. My doctors, they're not so happy about my size, but what can I do? I have enormous appetites.
Tell me more. So Cracker tries to get him talking. And
Do you
I can
know
see
I
there's
own-
stuff going on.
I am the owner of 4 taverns. I can tell by your hands you know something about working in a tavern. Would you like to manage one?
Maybe someday down the road when I retire. I was
I
thinking
could
of opening a
certainly use-
pizza shop.
Pizza? What's a
Mm.
pizza?
Well, let me tell you all about it. So we do.
That sounds delicious. It's like a cheese and a bread, 2 of my favorite things. Tomato sauce, I'm not so sure about. It's usually I just put that in salad, which I avoid very, very strictly if possible. But I guess I could throw in a tomato. So, how are we doing with the contract? You okay there? Everybody ready to sign? So you have cast your Dispel Magic, and as far as you can tell, the spell seems to have been dismissed.
I do a thumbs up to Lady Elaine, aka Charlotte.
Yeah, we all know. We know who you meant. we're all in on it.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Good. All right. So, sorry, this is the hard part. May I have your hand?
Of course you may. My
I
lord.
promise this will only hurt for a moment. And he takes out a dagger and he pricks the palm of your hand. Let it run. We need enough blood to get a handprint. Good. And then he takes it and he presses it down and leaves a bloody handprint on the contract. And then he does the same with his own hand. Supposed to do something after this. I don't have another one. Well,
Do you have some wine?
oh, yes.
I've got
Thank
this
you.
whiskey you can try.
Really? Is it good whiskey?
Good whiskey. Come over here.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. Hmm. Oh, that's enough. That's not too much. I don't want to overdo it. I still need to be ready to consummate the marriage, or at least the engagement. Uh, hmm. Oh, this is very strong. Very good. Very good whiskey. Where did you get it?
Right first, consummate later. Let's get drunk.
Oh, you would be very good as a tavern owner. I can see you have potential. So, how is the queen doing? And he seems completely distracted. Well done, everyone.
Good, good, good.
Everybody roll Constitution saving throws to see who gets drunk first.
I'm not drinking.
You've got to drink.
No.
It's a requirement. No, you must drink. Otherwise,
Oh.
it is not good luck. The whole marriage could end in disaster.
Can I pretend that I drink?
Yeah, if you roll deception, but if he catches you, he's going to be very, very upset.
16.
Okay. All right. Well, I suppose it makes sense that Byleth and Mealy get blasted. He looks at his new bride. You are a very good drinker. I think we would get along very well. I think maybe your handmaidens and your assistant, they should probably avoid drinking, especially when doing business. It's very easy for them to get tipsy.
They have little time to drink on the job.
Oh, you keep them on tight leash. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I usually do that too with my workers, but sometimes you need to have somebody near you. Very good. Well, I think it's time to turn in, huh? Can we retire to the bed?
Oh no, my lord, not till after the marriage.
Oh, cannot wait for so long. This is very, very stressful. Not good for my heart. All right, fine. I shall go take a nap, and you can go back to your queen and tell her that the reinforcements will arrive shortly. They will arrive by boat. They will land at Leylon. You will intercept them at Leylon, remove any barriers set in place by Never Ember, and from there they shall march and sail with you in parallel along the road up to Neverwinter. You have 3 days. They will park outside the harbor. They will not land until you give them a signal.
Are you getting this, Mealy?
Very good.
I'm drunk out of my mind. Just dancing around. Getting everything.
300 men, 8 ships, 14 days, and 500,000 gold pieces.
Yep. We're rich.
Oh, I think I'm going to go to sleep. You sure you don't want to cuddle?
Oh no, I couldn't jeopardize my period in such a way. It would be an
Yes.
offense to my god.
Oh, no, we don't want to offend the god, especially around the marriage. This is very important. Otherwise, they will curse us with many female children and no boys. This is very bad. Very bad. Very good. Well, a good deal deserves a little gift. Let me give you this present. And he hands you a small chest.
Ooh, I'll open it up immediately.
It's full of little gems. They're very, very small, but there's dozens of them.
Oh my.
If you wish, I can have somebody make something out of it. You just need to tell me what. If you like a necklace, I see you have a nice tiara, but maybe some earrings, necklace, some bracelets. Otherwise, I can have them made into other things. Rings for all of your servants.
Oh my gosh, yes, let's get matching rings. Everyone pick a
You
gem.
They're all diamonds and rubies. There's no sapphires or emeralds.
I'll take a diamond.
Good. Looks nice on you. Anybody else? Take the whole box. You can decide later. Oh, I'm going to go to sleep. And then he crawls into the bed, closes the flaps. Some servants come and take care of him, and pretty soon you start hearing some snoring. One of
Sweet
the
dreams.
scouts says to you, "Well done. I don't think I ever saw anybody pull off such a deception before. Now, whilst the getting's good, shall we get going?"
Yes, please.
Settle up.
My God, I need to clear my ears after hearing all of that. Good job, Charlotte, Lady Elaine.
I honestly thought you were going to end up in that tent. I didn't think you were going to survive. I mean, look at the size of him. If you climbed on top, you might not survive that thing. I'm not even sure. Not even sure this one over here with the
Stop
muscles would.
talking.
All right. Let's get going. And you guys ride off. The servants, not knowing what to do, just sort of watch as you leave. A day goes by. You return back to the camp with your new treasures and a copy of the contract in your hand. The queen sees you. Well, how did it go?
Well, he was rather charming and sweet, actually. I don't think he would be a bad match for Lady Elaine.
But I kind of fancy him. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. Did you get a contract?
Mealy.
Yes. Here.
600 men. Oh, 30,000, but mostly weapons and supplies. And 2 ships. Well done. This is better than I had hoped. I told you 520,000, hoping you'd come back with at least 3,000 and 10,000. But this is much better. Oh, we should definitely have a very good chance of taking this castle. Ending the threat of Neverember and his Zentrim cronies once and for all. Good. Well, this calls for a celebration. We shall have a feast tonight, and after the feast, before we retire, we'll plan the assault on the city. Everyone, well done. And she comes around and she thanks you each personally by shaking your hand warmly.
I'll shake her hand. Damn it.
And as she shakes your hand, she takes it, and then she kind of looks at it, and she turns it so that it's palm up, and then she starts to examine your palm a little bit with her thumb and looking at it. You're no noble. That's all right. It'll be our little secret.
I'll just
And
look
that's where we'll end today.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
All those jewels.
So much for
Yes.
helping Neverember.
Oh, we will in a roundabout way.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to him tell us about the warships and all the men, and I was thinking, wait, is that what we do we want him to lose? Like, Lord Neverember? Like, is this
mean,
good?
You're still trying to help Neverember? I thought you guys
I
were
don't know.
genuinely on her side now.
I don't know.
We have the same goal. Get rid of the Zentrum. Start there. They can duke it out later.
The thing is, if they're on their way to the city, then I guess then it's already too late.
Well, if you were trying to help Neverember somehow, this is definitely not going to help Neverember.
Yeah.
You've literally sealed an alliance with a whole army as a dowry.
For a lady we don't
Uh,
trust.
For a lady you don't trust, but you did get a whole bunch of gems and a tiara out of it, plus a
And a
nice
silk
dress.
dress. Yes, oh my gosh.
How are
Maybe
we
we should
gonna
just,
lose our positions in Gauntlegram?
yeah, maybe we should just go back to the Underdark now. They can deal with the city.
But don't we need the army? Whatever army remains to help us with the black mold situation.
Yeah, but we can talk to the queen before we go.
Maybe.
And kind of because we helped her so much, she will help us with the black mold
But we do
when the
have to
time
kill
comes.
Chamala, don't we?
True.
And we
But
don't
then we
have to. We
can,
don't have to.
well, we can go after her and they can take Neverwinter.
And what about? Okay.
Yeah. Fabulous.
I guess we
We
betrayed Gauntlegram anyway. Just good at disguising it. Just freeing Megara.
I feel like some of you actually just are like, you know what? Let's just stay with this guy. He's nice. He gives us lots of gems.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was thinking, this isn't a bad deal at all.
Oh my god.
Lots of servants.
Yes.
Daria's like, you guys are
You can
You guys
teach
are
him disguise
sellouts.
self.
Total
Fireball.
sellouts.
No.
Fireball. Teach him disguise self for what? The consummation of the marriage. Here, you use this spell while we get undressed in the dark. He looks fit, but he still weighs 400 pounds. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Lovely session. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
This is so much fun.
It's great.
Well done, Charlotte. Trying to gently but firmly avoid any premarital entanglements.
Yeah, I want to turn this D&D session into like something else.
Well, you know, I won't go there, but I'll get pretty darn close.
Okay, good to know.
All right, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. See you guys next Sunday.
You too.
You
Bye.
too.
See you guys.
Bye.
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 Bye.